The diet you're about to start will completely stall by week 3. What the fitness marketing machine doesn't emphasize, most weight loss diets fail around day 21 because they prioritize extreme approaches over sustainability. Unnecessary restrictions and complicated rules virtually guarantee you'll throw in the towel. David's previous attempts to lose 30 pounds of fat all hit this exact wall. I'm gonna show you the sustainable diet approach that finally worked for his weight loss journey. If you need to lose 30 pounds of fat by the end of 2025, drop everything you're doing and follow this 5-pillar system. No endless cardio, no complicated macro tracking, no nonsense. This isn't for dabblers. This is for men ready to work with their body, not against it. And look, if you want this system fully customized to your body and lifestyle, I do offer personalized coaching, link in the description. But whether you work with me or not, I'm gonna show you exactly how this works right now. I spent 4 years believing calories didn't matter. Just eat whole foods, I told my clients. Cut out the processed crap and the fat will melt away. It sounds right, doesn't it? Then I tracked one of my clean eating days and 4,000 of calories on organic, grass-fed whole foods. I was gaining fat while eating avocados and free-range chicken. The whole foods approach was failing me and my clients. The first pillar is a foundation that makes everything else possible, creating the right calorie deficit and getting enough protein. Most men eat far too little when dieting, create unsustainable hunger that guarantees failure. Research actually supports this by showing that men who follow properly balanced nutrition plans achieve significantly better results while eating substantially more food than restrictive diets allow. First things first, work out your daily calories, your weight in pounds times 10 to 12. This creates a sweet spot for fat loss while keeping your muscle. Before holiday, I slashed my calories to 1,400 daily, thinking faster weight loss was just better. I lost weight, but I looked worse. Flat muscles and still had belly fat. My workouts were shit, recovery was non-existent, and sleep was terrible. When I bumped up to 2,200 calories, something mad happened. I actually looked leaner while the scale barely moved. My body finally had enough fuel to burn fat properly. Once you have calories sorted, now it's your protein. Your weight in pounds times 0.8 gives you your daily protein in grams. David was shocked. Adam, that's nearly double what I'm eating. You can build muscle with less protein, but more protein keeps you fuller longer and makes sticking to your diet way easier. So we kept it very simple. Protein shake before the gym, protein focused breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's one more thing that helps. Cut alcohol while you're losing fat. 3 weeks into David's transformation, he went to a friend's, leaving drinks. Just 2 beers, Adam, he texted. Those 2 beers led to a takeaway, messed up his sleep, and the next day his energy tanked so badly he skipped his workout. Alcohol stops fat burning for hours and makes you more likely to make poor food decisions. It's not just extra calories, it's the cascade of decisions that actually follow. 1 beer leads to 2, which leads to a kebab at midnight, which leads to hitting snooze instead of the gym. Trust me, I've conducted this experiment personally multiple times. Work out your targets today. Your weight times 10.12, that's your daily calories. Your weight times 0.8, that's your protein in grams per day. And consider cutting back on alcohol, at least while you're losing fat. For a 180-pound man, that's 1,800 calories and 150 grams of protein daily. Use MyFitnessPal if you don't want to leave this fat loss to guessing and frustration. Now I'll show you the exact meal timing strategy that doubled David's fat loss rate. I used to tell clients to eat 6 small meals daily to stoke your metabolism. Complete nonsense. The research clearly shows there's 0 metabolic difference between 2 meals and 6. I even tried 1 meal a day myself. Left me consistently short on protein and ravenous by the evening. What actually matters far more than meal frequency is meal timing and protein distribution, but just not how you think. And the endless debates about carbs versus fats, a massive distraction. Focus on calories and protein. Let carbs and fats sort themselves out. But Adam, don't I need to track every gram of carbs and fat, David was spending ages trying to hit his exact targets for carbs and fats. This made weekends a write-off. When we simplified it to just calories and protein, his consistency shot up and the fat melted away. You don't need some magic ratio of carbs to fats. That's marketing bollocks for the most part. Your body works fine on different food mixes as long as your protein is high and your calories are right. Now for when to eat, which matters more than people think for a completely different reason. Last meal, 3 to 4 hours before bed for better sleep. First meal, 1 to 2 hours after waking with 40 to 50 grams of protein. Other meals, obviously between these. David found this timing surprisingly easy because he wasn't fighting hunger all day. He was controlling it with smart timing. The breakfast thing completely changed David's hunger. "I'm never hungry in the morning," he said at first. By day 12, he messaged, "Something weird is happening. I'm not starving at 3 p.m. anymore, and I've stopped craving chocolate after dinner." After 7 to 8 hours of sleep, your body starts to break down muscle for energy. That first protein meal stops this, and most importantly, controls your hunger for the whole day. The last part, water. Drink 500 mils when you wake up, then between meals rather than during. Drink water before and after your meals to reduce hunger and improve your portion control. Paul, a client who couldn't lose weight, was barely drinking water. After properly hydrating, his hunger dropped dramatically and he lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks without changing his food intake. How often do you mistake thirst for hunger? Most men do this every day. First thing, plan your high protein breakfast. Map your meals around your sleep time. Start the water thing today. So here's how David's routine actually looked. 5 a.m, wake up, big glass of water. 5:30 a.m, protein shake before the gym. 6 a.m, gym 4 days a week. Breakfast at the desk at 8:30. 1 p.m, lunch, 50 grams of protein, water before and after. Dinner, 50 grams of protein, 3 hours before bed. 10 p.m, sleep in a cool, dark room. David stuck to 1,800 calories and 150 grams of protein. This killed afternoon cravings. Before I show you the training protocol that preserved David's muscle while maximizing fat loss, I'm curious, what's been your biggest struggle with dieting in general? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one and it helps me create better content focused on solving your specific challenges. Now, let's talk about the third pillar that most weight loss programs completely miss. I'll go back to strength training once I've lost all the fat. I said this for a year, wasting countless hours on a treadmill while getting skinnier but still soft. The worst part, I was giving this exact advice to clients. Here's what I didn't understand then. Strength training is the most powerful tool for preserving muscle during a deficit. Without it, you're just becoming a smaller version of your current shape. When David first dropped me a message, he was performing 5 to 6 grueling workouts weekly, high repetition circuits that left him exhausted but weren't preserving muscle. After his first week on my program, he messaged me concerned. "I feel like I'm not doing nearly enough." By week 3, he was setting personal records across every lift while in a caloric deficit. In reality, you just need 3 to 4 strength training sessions weekly with rest in between. Focus on getting stronger each week, not a knackering circuit training, not endless cardio, progressive strength training with rest between sets. 3 minutes for heavy stuff, 2 minutes for smaller exercises, each week trying to add weight or squeeze out more reps. This matters because keeping your strength is the biggest sign you're losing fat, not muscle. You don't need pre-workouts, BCAAs, or any fancy products. Protein and resistance training are what matter. Everything else is mostly marketing crap. The second part of training that most people miss, daily steps. 8 to 10,000 daily steps, non-negotiable. Tom, a barrister client who had no time for walking, was averaging 1,200 steps daily. We got him an under-desk treadmill and suddenly he was hitting 9,000 steps without sacrificing work time. His fat loss doubled. Is 10,000 steps magic? No. If you're getting 7,000 to 8,000 consistently, you're getting most of the benefits. The key is moving throughout the day rather than being sedentary with one hard workout. This isn't about calories. Walking improves insulin response, lowers stress hormones, and helps you recover between workouts. Plus, it's a bit hard to eat while you're walking. I've tried this. You just get strange looks. Now, schedule your 4 weekly training sessions. Get at least one 10-minute walk after meals. I've put David's exact workout on screen. Screenshot it if you want, but here's what matters most. Training 3 to 4 times a week with proper rest days. Focus on compound movements with adequate rest, 2 to 3 minutes. Progressive overload, add weight or reps each week. A split routine that hits all major muscle groups and fits your schedule. The specific exercises matter far less than these principles. Next up is where David thought I was taking the piss until he saw the numbers. I used to pride myself on sleeping 4 hours a night. I'll sleep when I'm dead, I'd joke down in my 3rd cup of coffee. Meanwhile, I was plateaued for months despite perfect training and nutrition. Then I decided to research sleep and fat loss and found one particular study that showed 4 nights of poor sleep led to 55% less fat loss and 60% more muscle loss during a diet with an identical calorie intake. Sleep quality for fat loss, are you having a laugh? David said. 3 weeks after fixing his sleep, he messaged me saying he woke up with more energy and it just felt easier to stay on track. His fat loss jumped from 0.5 pounds weekly to over 1.5 pounds with 0 changes to his diet or training. Do you need 8 hours? No. Some people function well on 6 to 7, others need 8 to 9. The key isn't some magical number, but consistency and quality. Cool room, blackout curtains or an eye mask, or both. Separate duvets if you share a bed. A weighted blanket may be able to help. Make sure that weighted blanket is around 10% of your body weight. To be safe, I would cut caffeine out 12 to 13 hours before bed and don't consume more than 3 milligrams per kilo of your body weight daily. In the evening, dim your lights or use red light bulbs. I like to use red light bulbs and also dim the lights. Avoid screens an hour before bed or wear blue light blockers. And don't discuss work or stressful topics before bed. Thankfully, this is one area where doing less actually gives you better results. If only that applied to everything else, I'd be world class at doing nothing. Make your bedroom cooler and darker tonight. Cut caffeine out earlier. Now, the 5th and final pillar is the most overlooked aspect of sustainable weight loss that helped David break through his stubborn plateaus after years of frustration. I spent £3,000 on supplements in 1 year with 0 extra fat loss to show for it. Meanwhile, I ignored the free tools that actually work. I spent £3,000 on supplements in 1 year with 0 extra fat loss to show for it. Meanwhile, I ignored the free tools that actually work. There are 2 to 3 supplements worth taking. 5 to 10 grams of creatine daily helps keep muscle while dieting and improves workout performance. A good quality multivitamin and a good quality omega-3 fish oil. Beyond these 3, save your money for better food. When it comes to tracking, weigh yourself daily and use a 7-day average. Good fat loss is around 0.5 to 1% of your body weight weekly. If you plateau for more than 2 weeks, first add 2,000 more steps daily. If that doesn't work after a week, cut calories by 5%. Last resort, add 1 to 2 short cardio sessions weekly. The last piece is what saved David's transformation. When he hit a plateau at day 60, he checked his journal and noticed something remarkable. His energy had doubled, his waist was down, sleep improved by 70%, and his strength increased on every lift. The transformation was happening even when the scale had stalled. So I want you to track not just your weight, but your energy, hunger, mood, and sleep. These markers predict long-term success and tell you when to make changes. Finally, watch how you talk to yourself. There's a massive difference between I can't have that and I don't eat that. One is deprivation, the other is identity. One is temporary torture, the other is just who you are now. Start tracking today. Weight, waist, photos, energy, hunger, mood, and sleep. Use the journal to make decisions, not just your scale. So here's an example of how your next 4 weeks could look. Calculate calories and protein, take photos, set meal timings, start daily weigh-ins, walk after meals. Week 2, fine-tune strength training, improve sleep environment, get morning sunlight. Week 3, adjust based on data. Start tracking energy, mood, track your training, take some progress photos, and measurements. Week 4 and beyond, if progress stalls, add steps in first, then reduce calories slightly, then consider cardio. So there it is, the 5-pillar system that helped David lose 30 pounds in just over 4 months. This isn't about perfection. Even 80% consistency will get results. I could leave you to do this alone. Many will try, some will succeed. But what if you could skip the trial and error and have this system customized for your specific situation? Dave lost 30 pounds, Hossam dropped 50, all while eating more food than on their previous diet. My coaching spots are limited by design. I work closely with each client to create personalized plans that deliver consistent results. Of course, it's an investment, but consider this. What's the real cost of spending another year in a body that doesn't feel like you? The link to apply is below, but just a fair warning, I only take on clients who are ready to transform, not just talk about it. And if you've lost weight, but you still have stubborn belly fat, watch this video next. Have the best day, and I'll see you there.